Hey, you guys, it's Christina from the Purple Alphabet, and today I have an Amazon haul of back to school supplies. I've been looking all over Amazon for some back to school supplies that are unique, interesting, and a lot of fun. Let me show you what I found. This is a stapleless stapler, and I have never tried one, so we'll be doing this together for the first time. It was a fairly inexpensive find. I'm going to put links to everything I'm showing you down below so you can go right to it. This was really intriguing because you don't want to use the metal, or you're afraid of them getting, gosh, they tape this really good, or you're afraid of getting poked by them, or your little ones, you don't want them to have staples around. It would be a really great option. Finally got it there. Here we go. It comes in so many different colors. I have some scrap paper here from another video, so I'm just going to fold it over as if it was two pieces of paper. I'm going to place it under and push down. So easy. And there we have it. So it just basically cuts a little bit like a hole into the paper, and it folds over on itself so that your pages stay together. So wow, I actually like this. That was really fast and easy. And I think it said it can hold like 4 pages all together. I don't know, I haven't tried it. Or it can punch up to 4 pages all at once. But it's keeping together the paper pretty well. And if you don't want it to be kept together, you just unfold the little flap to take it apart. Like I said, this comes in different colors. I like the white. I think it looks really nice. And it is a great desktop accessory. Definitely loving this. This little gadget is so cool. I was really excited to try these. These are from Faber-Castell. Faber-Castell, is that how you say it? They're metallic highlighters. And yeah, I have a zillion highlighters. Do I need more? Yeah, of course I do. So let's try some of these out. The box was actually ripped when I got it. And I'll do little swatches for each color. Just a fun little accessory to have for back to school. We'll try this color, which is kind of like it's a glorious red is what it says. And then we have pearl rose, glorious gold, precious green. I like the size and the shape of them. They really are nice to hold. I wouldn't say they're shimmery and glittery. Magnificent blue. Ooh, I think I like that one. Brilliant ruby, but they are a fun kind of muted shimmering violet. And then this one was shiny silver. They're a really pretty set of highlighters. They almost have this really cool color concept to them in all the different tones that they have. And they are really, really pretty colors. These are transparent sticky notes in this package, and you can buy them in all kinds of different package sizes. This is 6 packs, so 300 sheets in here, and there's 50 sheet per pack. And they are just that. They're sticky notes, same kind of size, 3x3, and they are see-through. And so there's several ways you could use this. I have a book here. Just to give you an example, let's say that you have a book, you have a textbook, and your kids are not allowed to write in the book. That's where these little transparent sticky notes come into play. You can use like a regular sticky note, right? But when you have transparent ones, it allows you still to see all of the writing on the page as if nothing was there. You could go in and highlight certain things on your page that are important to note, and you're not going to get that highlighter on the book. This is especially helpful if you're going to resell textbooks. I would have used a sticky note like in all my books if I had known. Another way to use these sticky notes is for note taking within there, so you can circle things or you can just jot things down and then have them there on your sticky note and not ruin your book. They remove just like post-it notes. And another way I've seen people use it is for, like, let's say there's an important diagram in their book. They want to transfer it to a notebook so they can have it for studying. So let's just say this picture right here is really important for some reason, and I want to make sure I remember it. So I'm going to just trace over it so that, and you can do different colors too because pens work on here too. So trace over it so that I can have this picture of whatever it is inside my notebook. So if I'm taking notes in this notebook, which there are no notes here, I can add that in there, and it's part of my notes now, and I have lifted that picture or that graph or that chart into my notebook. Very, very cool ways to use these transparent sticky notes. I love these. I wish I had these when I was in high school. Since I have my notebook out, let's talk about these. These are divider notes, so very similar to a sticky note, but they work as tabs. So let's say you have a notebook, or it's an odd size notebook, or even a textbook, and you wanted to make yourself little tabs for it. Well, that's what this is right here. It is a book of different colored tabs. We got yellow, orange, pink, green, blue, and purple, and all multiples per sticky note, and it peels off. So this whole edge is sticky. So then if you have a section in your notebook that you wanted to add a tab to, you just line it up, and now you have tabs, and you can make as many tabs in the notebook as you want. You can even write on here further information. You can move them around. So say maybe your notebook got too full in one section and you need to make the tab a different spot, you can go in your notebook and move it around. Also works great for textbooks too, if you want to mark up different sections in your textbook and have this great spot to write on as your notes too. Also really good for color coding. I have shown this before, but it's worth mentioning again because I'm sure some people probably missed it. This is a handwriting stamp. So if you have a primary student and you're doing all kinds of projects, this guy is going to come in handy. It's self-inking, and all you have to do is take the cap off and watch this magic. You have a line. So you can use this anywhere. You can draw pictures on here or add some lines so they can do a story to it too. You can make your own notebooks, use it on blank paper, anywhere you want a line. It also will curve, so you can do curved lines. I didn't do that one very well. And you can do them on all kinds of different directions and different lengths. And this little stamp is so fun. Even the kids are going to love doing their own lines. Really great way. Maybe you have worksheets or something that doesn't have a spot to put your name. Doing these little lines is a lot of fun. So I wanted to mention this again. I've mentioned it before here in the Purple Alphabet. This little tool is so much fun. It's kind of addictive. You'll just want to make lines all over the place. In addition to this one, I've also showed this before, and it is a math stamp. This one actually comes with an ink refill. This one is in, I think this one's in multiplication. So very similar to the line stamp, this one has 2 dials on here and you can switch the dials. Actually, this is the division one. You can move the dials in whatever direction you want, and that's going to change math problems. What math problems, you may ask? The math problems you're going to roll out on your paper. So it just repeats the math problems over and over again, but then you can switch it to different math problems, and it's really great for practice. You can get this in addition, subtraction, addition, and multiplication. This one's the division, and I also have the multiplication, but what a cool way. And if you let your kids do this while they're doing their math facts, it makes it even more fun. Definitely recommend one of these stamps or 2 of these stamps. It just is fun and makes life easier. I know I showed some highlighters already, but these are a highly rated item on Amazon, so I wanted to mention them because they're erasable highlighters. So the other ones were metallic, but these actually erase and they're in pastel colors. They're the Pilot Friction. Because they were highly rated on Amazon, I wanted to put them in this video because sometimes you want to erase highlighters, or maybe you're a perfectionist and you want a perfect line. We have a couple different colors. The purple, of course, is my favorite, a really pretty teal, and a yellow, pink, and blue. So let's go ahead and swatch these. The pins themselves are really cool too. They are a smaller chisel tip. So I'm going to do some lines here. The yellow has really nice pigment to it. And then purple. The eraser is located on the bottom of each pen. So it all has their own individual erasers. You're supposed to be able to erase over and over again without damaging the paper. So I'm just erasing this line. Actually, maybe I should do it in the middle. Let's do it in the middle. So you can see it's how easy this comes off and how clean it erases. Check that out. It erases so incredibly clean. It's just absolutely stunning how clean that erases. And if you wanted to, you can also go right back over it and correct your mistake. So these are the Pilot Light Friction Pastel Collection. So of course, since I'm the Purple Alphabet, you know I have to have a little sensory component in here. So I have some sensorial stickers. So these are made to go on anything that will take a sticker. There's several unique ones in this package, and they're to help release stress or anxiety. So this one right here says focus, calm down, hold. So as you run your finger around this little triangle here, you read and feel the texture from the sticker. So each one of these has this kind of rough texture to them. This one says breathe, so you can trace the rainbow with your finger. This one is a star, and you can do the star shape. This one has a couple different sayings on it. It says it's okay, hold, breathe on each side. This one's a figure 8, and this one has a meter on it, 1 to 8, to get to calm. So it's more of a circle one. So these are great to apply to notebooks or anything that will accept a sticker. So if I put one on here, let's say this one right here, just peel off the back and you can apply it anywhere in your notebook, and then you will always have it there. This one's really fun. It is a notepad calculator. You can use a phone for a calculator. I get it, but this is really cool. Let me at least show you it first, and then you can decide if it's actually necessary. I got this really pretty teal color because it was the cheapest. It is a calculator on one side, and you know those little boogie boards where you write on here and then you can clear the screen? That's what this does. So you got all of your functions on here for a regular calculator, plus a few extra functions too. It uses a USB cord to charge. also have this little stylus down here at the bottom, and it just pops right out, and you can use the stylus to write over here. When you're done, you can keep your screen or clear it by pushing this button over here. We're not going to be using this at school. One, we don't need calculators in our school. I probably would not have used this unless it was like a higher math level where I needed to keep notes on the right side of the screen, or to remember the steps that I'm doing, or if I'm doing a multiple step problem. What we're going to use this for in our house is not for school, but for games. Whenever we have a game where we need to keep score, I'm going to put this with our games in our game closet, and we're going to be able to just keep our tally marks of who's winning and who's got how many points on this side instead of using paper. Or there's cases where we have games where the paper has run out and we don't have the paper anymore. This will come in handy for keeping score. I definitely think this is not necessarily a necessity, but definitely a fun find. It might be more relevant if you're doing higher level math where there's a lot more steps. Otherwise, it might be a distraction for the school age kids, but definitely is going into our game closet for sure. This is actually a pack of 3. There's 3 in here, and it is a hole repair for paper punches. It looks like a little stamp or a little punch, and inside there's these little reinforcers. So I do have some paper here where I have the hole demolished, because you know how that happens, and I can't put it into a binder because it gets all sloppy. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. So this gadget is supposed to help that by mending the hole. So you open up the little cap and you place your piece of paper over it so that that hole is in the center of your destroyed hole. So we've got that just right, and you can see through too, so you can see exactly where you're placing this. And then you just push down and back up, and now the hole has been reinforced. You can also do it on the other side if you want it to be perfect. Now it's clear, so it's really hard to see, but I'll show you anyway. So it has just automatically placed a reinforcer there onto the hole, so now I can put it in a notebook and it's not going to pull away. Very cool gadget. I know probably not a necessary thing, but if you have a whole bunch of notes that you've taken and you're not going to rewrite them, this can be a lifesaver to put it on, and it's really fun and easy, and it's very strong too for a reinforcer. This is a multi-memo board, and it's to go on the side of your computer or laptop. It comes with 2. There's one for each side of your computer, and on the back there's even this little sticky strip to adhere it to the side of your monitor. So you can use this, because it's acrylic, you can use this with dry erase markers on here. You can add your own sticky notes to it if you want, but you don't need to. And then there's a really great place to put your phone. The other side is absolutely identical, but it just has a sticky strip on the opposite side, so you can get both sides of your monitor. A very nice, clean, visual way to organize your desk space. This is called Rocketbook, and it's supposed to be a reusable notebook. Totally new concept to me, but I was very, very curious about it. You can use friction pens on it, and it actually comes with one too, so you don't need to buy one of your own. And the friction pens are also highly rated. So here's my pen, here's the notebook, and here's a cleaning cloth. The notebook comes in different sizes. I got the smaller size so I could try it out and see how it worked. And it has several pages inside of it. So here's my instructions. It works with Google Drive, with email, Evernote, Dropbox, Slack, iCloud, OneNote, all those kinds of things. So you have several different pages, and it's like a kind of like a really thick cardstock, but almost like those transparent sticky notes that I showed you earlier. So you have lots of pages to work with, and you basically have an endless notebook. It does feel, and it's supposed to write like normal paper, and in 10-15 seconds after your writing dries, it's bonded to the page until you wipe it off. So that's why they give you this little towel to use with it. This isn't necessarily a whiteboard book because you're not using dry erase markers. You're using friction pens, which are erasable pens, so they bond to the paper until moisture is applied. And then the friction pens, you can get more of these. They come in all sorts of different colors and everything like that. Here is the little cloth that you would use to clean it off. So you can take your pen and write in your notebook whatever notes you need. I'm just going to write the purple alphabet so you guys can see how horrible my handwriting is. So there's the purple alphabet. If I was done with these notes and I wanted to upload them to one of those apps I mentioned, I would use the free Rocketbook app to scan it and then take it into any of those cloud-based applications. And then when you're done, you can just wipe it away. Pretty cool, right? Really good way to kind of conserve paper usage, and you can just continuously use it and then upload to your computer, which is really cool. One of my absolute favorite things to do is to have take and go organizers. This is really, really cool. It is a clipboard and storage container. So on the top here, we have the clipboard piece, which you can put your paper in here. This little surface is clear and it actually serves as a dry erase board if you need it to be. You got the snap here on the side. You can see it's clear. You can also put paper in here. So if you wanted to do a kid's activity and have a paper in there, and you can draw right over it with a dry erase marker. Then there's an additional section in here for storage. So you can store more activities. You could store your Rocket notebook. You have a place to put your pen down here at the bottom. You can add your highlighters and have a little storage place here. Really good for travel, car activities, going to the restaurant, or even using for schoolwork. Definitely on the go. I know when my kids had after school activities, maybe one child didn't and the other did. So the one that didn't would use homework. So this would be a perfect thing to do homework because you can store all of their materials inside. I picked the gray. It does come in a couple different colors, but it's so versatile for so many uses, all the way up from school to adult uses, even in work. And I just think this one is extra nice. And I like the size of it too because it's rather deep and you can store a lot of different things in it. There are a lot of back to school videos on my channel right now. I'm going to put another one up here on screen for you to go to watch next. I will see you over there. Make sure to click subscribe to see more videos like this and give me a thumbs up to show your love.